You know, I love that this conference is focused on the most vulnerable. Christians have a special obligation to protect the most vulnerable. The fatherless is mentioned over and over and over, the orphan and the fatherless, all throughout Scripture. And because fatherlessness has been with us forever, but because of this new frontier of changing laws and new technology, we're actually now looking at the first ever wave of intentional motherlessness as well, right? So the risks to children are dire. So I was like, well, why isn't anybody doing this, right? And it was so classic, just like what Professor Stanton was saying, right? You look around and you're like, how come nobody's doing this yet? Somebody better get here soon. Start defending the rights of kids. Somebody's got to show up. Maybe I should do that, right? So that's what we did, is me, along with several other children who experienced parental loss, either through abandonment, divorce, donor conception, or kids with same-sex parents. We started an organization called Them Before Us. Them, the children, before us, the adults, right? The rights of children before the desires of adults. It is the only organization solely devoted to defending children's rights in family structure. There are lots of incredible pro-family organizations that are doing good work, but I think that a lot of times they can also kind of fall into the trap of focusing on adults and what adults want and centering their arguments around adults. This movement, this global children's rights movement that we are starting, does not pit gays against straights or Christians against atheists. You know, we have gays and lesbians at every level of our leadership. Some of the most noble children's rights activists are gays and lesbians because they have a lot at stake. They are ostracized, you know, for speaking up, and so their voices are particularly valuable. We have Mormons and Catholics. We have got one very mouthy Baptist pastor's wife on staff. We've got atheists, because I just think it's so fascinating that in this world of identity politics, right, where we're being broken up by race and class and language and nation of origin and all of that, there's not a lot that we have in common anymore. But there's one thing we have in common, and that is that all of us came from a man and woman. And we either understand how precious and important it was to be loved and known by that man and woman, or how painful it was to lose a relationship with that man and woman.